Hey all, in this video I would like to show you what the price to book ratio is to give you a better understanding of this term. Price to book ratio or price to book value is a term which investors use to gauge whether a company's stock price is valued properly. Let's first have a look at the two main components of the price to book ratio. On the one side, we look at the price per stock. You can get this information easily on the internet or in the stock market. On the other hand, we pay attention at the book value. The big book value we can calculate ourselves by looking at the balance sheet. It's the total net worth of all the assets a company has. For example, buildings, machines, cars, and other equipment which the company owns. For calculating the book value, we use, as already mentioned, the assets, but also subtract the liabilities from these. Liabilities are the total amount of debts a company has. As a result from this subtraction, you have the net worth, which is the book value. Now let's have a look at the price to book ratio itself. For calculating it, we take the price per share, as already mentioned, and now we divide it by the book value per share. In result, we find a value which indicates how much of the net worth you are buying of the company. You have a feeling for what is the company worth in just terms of its goods compared to how much we are paying per share. For a proper interpretation of the result, I want to give you an orientation. For example, you have a price to book ratio under 1. Let's say the price per share could be $50 and the book value per share $100. And if you divide 50 by 100, you have number 0.5. And if this is, for example, the case, you can have any other result under 1, then you say that it's undervalued, which in general is a very good deal. Typically, you have a number of 3 or under 3. It's a typical price to book ratio because the business price is usually more than their book value. So it's a fair number. And then you have the case that the price to book ratio is over 3, which is seen as overvalued. Next, I would like to provide you some examples. Here you can find a screenshot of the website MarketWatch, which is used for investors in stocks. And if you search for a company, I search for Siemens in this case, and go to the profile, you find here the price to book ratio. And here you can see it's 2.41, which is according to my orientation a fair number and a fair investment, let's say. Now let's look at the example of Apple. The same website, and under profile you also see here price to book ratio, which is 29.17. It's very high. It's above 3 and quite high, and you can say that it's overvalued and think about buying this stock or not. Now let's talk about some limitations. We have limitations exceptionally, especially in service industry, which typically don't have a lot of assets. So there you find a higher price to book ratio. And another limitation according to the book value is that the book value doesn't include intangible assets. Intangible assets are not physical assets in nature. For example, goodwill, brand recognition, and intellectual property, such as patents, trademarks, and copyrights. Here you find my references. Thank you very much. I hope I could provide you with a certain overview of this topic.